You're listening to the Grieving Mamas Club podcast, a space for moms who are on the wild ride of motherhood while navigating their grief journey.
We're Cara and Rashida. Between the two of us, we're motherless moms of 4 toddlers and an angel baby. Together, we're going to feel our feels, but also remind you that there's joy on the journey too. Let's dig in. Hello, listeners, and welcome to episode 2 of season 2.
What?
Today we are going to talk about a topic that, this is going to sound really weird. I'm excited to talk about, if that makes sense, but it is a topic about toxicity.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about toxic positivity and toxic resilience. I have a lot of thoughts on these. And when the term actually came into my ethos and I could pinpoint exactly what it is or what it was.
Uh-huh.
But before we get into that, the usual, Cara, how was your week?
It's been good. Got a promotion at work.
Yeah,
so she been booked and busy as hell.
Yeah, I love that you just said booked and busy, because today in a meeting I said that I was like, I am booked and busy.
yeah, we were booked and busy as shit.
We are booked and busy shit.
Oh,
I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you. It was also Brian's birthday, so we spent the weekend celebrating as best we could, and he was like, wow, having a birthday on a Friday is really cool, because both the kids were super fucking crabby, and we tried to sing happy birthday, but it was a nightmare. But anyway, we got through. We made it through. We did fun shit, so but that's fun. Yeah. Anyway, how's your week, Carl?
Woo! It's been busy. I too am booked and busy. Did we talk about last episode? Did I tell you Parker basically potty trained herself?
Absolutely not. What?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So
what?
She 3 weeks ago, I would say. Because here's the funny thing about your second kid. Potty training, I just didn't care to do it. I didn't. We made such a giant production about potty training Dom. This is a quintessential first kid, second kid story. So with Dom, I read not potty training, but another potty training book where
potty training in 3 days or something.
Yes.
Something like
which
that.
I swore by, yes. And so we did the where you don't go anywhere for 48 hours. So for 48 hours, you were just inside your house. You can't, you're not even actually supposed to look at your phone, because you're supposed to, be so in with your kids. And so for Dom, I know. And so for Dom, he was a little over 2.5, because we'd had Parker when he was 2.5. And this was Parker was 2 months old when we did it. And so and it was still pandemic time. So it wasn't as weird to not go anywhere. This was 2020. So it's really fine.
Yeah.
And so we made this giant fucking production about we invented the diaper fairy. And the diaper fairy, the night before, I know. I fucking know. So we talked about the diaper fairy was going to come, which is basically a fucking ripoff of the tooth fairy.
Yeah.
Get into it.
That's okay.
The diaper fairy was going to come. She was going to take all of his diapers. She was going to replace them with pull-ups and undies. And he would basically, you're a big boy now. And so the night before, the Friday night, we're about to get into this, Dominic. We make this huge production. We walk around the house. We collect diapers from every fucking which where. Oh, because you know how you have diapers in just random ass places in your house too.
Yes. Yeah.
You got the living room. You
never use it on the fly, because you got wipes everywhere.
In the basement.
Too.
Yes.
Wipes are. Yes.
When I say they probably have 7 packs of wipes open right now somewhere.
Oh, absolutely. How? Yes, wipes. That's another conversation. They're amazing.
Yes. You're using for everything
and everything. I clean my house with them. They're great. Baseboards, wipe.
Yep. So we make the production. We get we put all his diapers in the bag. He's excited, blah, blah, blah. We show him his pull-ups. He's pumped about the pull-ups. We are all right, so the diaper fairy, if we're going to put them outside in this cooler. because it was all we had that was like, I guess, big enough. It was a fucking Budweiser cooler. And that we just like, I know.
Speaking of the devil, no way.
That we just like put on the front porch and put all the diapers in there, and then we went to sleep. Then the next morning, the diaper fairy I know. The next morning, the diaper fairy took out all of the diapers and threw them away and filled a landfill somewhere.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Replaced them with 20 fucking Hot Wheels cars.
Damn, that had to be like, that was expensive.
And every single time he peed, he got a Hot Wheels car.
How fast did he go through those?
Fast. We had to like order more.
And DoorDash.
Target pickup. We did, I think.
Your dad was
you.
I do. Yes.
So we got more Hot Wheels cars. Like, so every time he peed, he was a Hot Wheels motherfucking car.
Oh my God.
So for 48 hours, a 2.5-year-old had his parents with no cell phone.
You like literally didn't know no cell phone thing.
Correct. Until he was asleep.
Oh my, and then you were like, bye.
Yes. And Hot Wheels cars for every pee. So that's kid 1. Kid 2, Miss Parker, just randomly decided one day that she wanted to wear pull-ups. Like, and we had some pull-ups randomly.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, I want to wear a pull-up. And we were like, okay. And then from then on, she was just like, I have to go pee, and would go pee. And we were like, okay. We
go.
Probably like, yeah,
go off,
probably. Yes, go off, girl.
Yeah.
Body.
Yeah.
Yes, you independent bitch.
Yeah, and you'll get a gift for it every time you do it. You just do it.
So then Ben and I were like, we should probably like give her something for this so we can like incentivize this.
But going, yeah.
This got 1 marshmallow, and it was a mini marshmallow at that.
And she's going with it.
And she was chipper as a lark.
Oh.
Happy.
So she's potty trained right now?
Yes. And if you didn't, here's the thing also, and if she peed and you did not give her marshmallow, she was like, pay the fuck up, chump. Where is the marshmallow?
I can see her totally coming for payment.
Marshmallow.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, cool. So you can get these mini marshmallows for peas, Oreos for poops.
Oh. Ooh.
Then sis started doing these like half poops. Like she would like squeeze out a little like rabbit poop.
So
and want her Oreo. But no, I was like, here's the shit you like no one tells you. Like when you're like, I can't wait to be a mom. Here's the shit no one tells you. Me being like, Ben, no, I want full fucking poops for an Oreo. Full poops.
Boy, how far you guys have come. She went from staying in her crib, absolutely screaming at you while you're trying to hide in your room and read a book in quiet, to now you're saying, poops or no Oreo.
You get no Oreo. I want a log.
Yeah.
And that,
I want a bowel emptying third.
Yes. I want to know that there is nothing else in there. But from there, you can get the Oreo.
Keep pinching and keep pinching.
That's what she was doing.
And then she's going to get into trouble.
You have like too many Oreos. No. And so we had to lay down the law. All of that to say, then we like took her to school days later, and they were like, she's pretty adamant about like not like about using the potty. So like maybe start sending her in like actual underwear rather than the pull-up. And we were like, okay. So we bought her some Coco Melon underwear, and that was really exciting. And now she's potty trained.
God, do you know Ellie? I am so jealous. Ellie is still wearing a pull-up at night. And
I have thoughts. I have thoughts on that. You apparently, shout out to my neighbor, won't put her on blast, so we don't put her son on blast. You cannot potty train a kid at night, apparently.
It's physical.
It's physically impossible. Like they either can hold it or can't. Like she has a 7-year-old who just stopped wearing his pull-up.
Yeah, I Googled it, Dr. Google, because I figured I'd start there. But like, I mean, and it's like up until 7. So I was like, all right. But I'm also like, we're like starting to talk to her about it. Like, hey, maybe let's like, first of all, It's totally our fault because we let her drink water. There's water at our bedside. I know there's things that I
You
steps
are
I
a
need to
thirsty
take.
bitch. So
That's
maybe
true.
it's hereditary.
It might be. She probably also sees me constantly, you know, sipping on something, but but she's like, I want it. But I mean, yeah, I know that makes me feel better. That's what I heard too. But
Yeah, she was like, there's literally like, it is, you can't. Like, if they do on their own, good for them, but like, you can't expect, yeah, and her kid is like an all-star soccer player. Like,
wow.
an athletic kid.
Yeah. And both yours are potty trained at night?
Dom was potty trained at night pretty early and hasn't really had many accidents. Parker is like hit or miss, I would say. So like, it just depends. It depends on actually how much water we gave her. Like, an hour or so before.
Yeah. I also think that the whole like pull up thing, ever since like even when we did initially potty train Ellie, we'd put a pull up on her and it still feels like a diaper. So she could just be going tinkling all the, she'd put that on. It's like it's the same thing as a diaper do. So
yes,
I don't know. I feel like that kind of plays a role, but we've also one time I forgot to put a pull up on her at night. Like what? But she wet the shit out of the bed.
and I'm like, did she wake up screaming?
Yeah. I was like, sorry, girlfriend. We had late night. We were having fun. Not bad.
Yes. Yes.
So that's how I also know she's not ready.
No. You got time. She just turned 5.
Right. You know what?
She's still learning.
Yeah. You know.
So that was for the most part my week.
That's great.
Yeah. That I've been just like, oh, okay. I guess we're potty trained. I feel like the universe was like, that bitch has so much going on right now that we're going to throw her a bone.
Yeah. Thank you.
Because potty training just seemed, for the second time around, I didn't have it in me.
No.
And neither did Ben. We were just like,
no, but yeah.
Oh, and here's a side note. And I know we're probably like way over our allotted like 10 minutes of intro.
Always sorry.
I have gotten more pee on my hands potty training a girl than a boy.
Why?
Because I guess I don't know. I think it's you.
Yeah, what are you doing? Why?
You have to wipe so much. You don't have to wipe, boys.
Yeah, that is something you are going to have to watch because as she gets, you have to make sure she's wiping. I mean, and then you also have to teach her that she can only wipe front to back.
Right.
Because you can't mix the poop with the pee.
Yes.
Can't mix the back butt with the front butt, Yeah.
I do know this because I
know, because you too. I know. Yeah. Oh, yes, I know. But I'm just saying, they don't know. I'm telling them again,
Yes. And I also girls, if you get, I've noticed this on myself too. If just one little trinkle of pee gets loose and travels down your leg, but you know, you have a spot of pee on your toe that you don't understand. Do you know what I'm saying?
The spot of pee.
Dude, all of a sudden you're like, why is my fucking knee wet? Oh,
yeah,
a little bit of pee.
You're right. It does travel quickly. You're right.
It does because it goes to either one side of your leg, and then that's
catch it. Yeah.
Yes, and that doesn't really happen with boys, and so I just didn't have as much pee in my hands with Dom.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That's something to look forward to. I just don't remember. I mean, I still remember a lot of pee on my hands with Ellie, but whatever. Maybe there was. Maybe I pee on my hands and I don't know, and I'm just used to it. I don't know. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. I don't know. I don't know. Why are you not balling up the?
I am, but I still feel like I'm getting pee on my hands. I am, and then I'm you're also. I think it's the angle. It's not like you're wiping yourself. I'm sitting in front of her. Wiping her.
Isn't it sad? And then when you have to wipe Heine's after the poop, it's and
it's actually more disgusting than changing a diaper for some reason.
And then you can't like really get a good in there either.
No, without having them like bent over. The whole thing is weird.
The whole thing is weird. And then when do you stop wiping heinies?
Uh,
Kindergarten?
maybe because I still wipe Dom's butt.
Yeah, but I know.
Check her out.
Yeah, I know, because or else there's skin marks.
Stragglers in there. Yikes.
Oh my god.
This was a conversation nobody probably wanted, but everybody listening is probably a mom and is like, yeah,
Yeah. Never thought of it. Yeah, never thought I'd have this conversation.
Yeah, if you too have potty trained a girl and got pee on your hands several times more than you thought, I'd like to know.
Yeah, find our DM. You know what? Heck, go ahead and rate us.
Yeah. You know what? You do us a solid and leave us a review.
Yeah, go ahead, rate us. Let us know. Let us know.
Let us know by kindly leaving an Apple review. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Well,
all right.
Let's
So, yeah,
toxic positivity.
Yeah.
What would you say toxic positivity is?
It's the need to, from right off the bat, no hesitation. It's the need to always present yourself as being fearless, happy. I can get through this. Yeah, it's not being authentic.
But people will tell you that it is them being authentic. It's a strange, the first time I figured out what toxic positivity was during the pandemic when everybody, the whole, we're all in this together. And when everybody would at least you have a home. At least you.
Oh, the at least. Yeah, you love that.
All of the, I
hate. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
you
hate it at least.
And so I think that's when I discovered toxic positivity as a thing. And I think I would define it as positivity, so much positivity, and almost I feel I think of toxic positivity more as something someone else is projecting to me.
Yeah.
Than I'm what I'm doing to myself, if that makes sense.
Then your outward show. Right. Exactly.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And
I agree with that for sure.
I feel like toxic positivity is when it becomes, so obviously people are positive and they want you to be in a good mindset. And I wrote in my notes that I want to talk about, there's a difference between mindset work and toxic positivity to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel where the positivity becomes toxic is when you're almost not allowing someone to feel bad. When you're not allowing someone to feel any negative way because you're interrupting it with, well, at least you have a house. Don't be sad because you have a house. And that pisses me off because I feel it just belittles, it goes against everything we say about feeling your feels.
Feeling your feels. Yep. That's exactly what I was thinking. It almost feels like I experienced this, recently obviously with my mom, with the loss of my mom, on this grief journey. People in my life have not been very receptive to me. They think that by being on this podcast and still, they just think that I'm still being sad or depressed, and they don't understand it because they don't listen. Or read. They can't get past the grieving mamas club. That's all that they know, but they don't read anything because you and I are always promoting it sucks and it's sad and everything, but guess what? There is joy in the journey. We promise you. Mm-hmm. That's what we are always touting. Always.
Yeah.
So, and it's created a huge divide between myself and those people because they just don't care to understand. They're on their own separate grief journey. Understandable, and that's fine. But you've got to also learn that it's okay you don't always have, it's okay to not be okay.
Yes.
And yeah, because that's how you get through it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And
What is that saying, Rashida? It's like the only way through is like the only way.
the only way to is through.
Yeah.
Yes, from my
Yes.
friends at Ajana Therapy.
Yes.
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 And so how I think toxic positivity for me is like toxically even more toxic, I guess, in a grief journey to me.
Yeah.
Because grief is already taboo. And grief and mental health altogether already taboo, right?
Yeah.
And so I feel like by telling people like at least this or be happy or choose joy bothers me because sometimes I can't.
No, and you don't need to.
Yeah, and like sometimes I just can't. Like if I could choose joy every single day, I would, but I can't.
Who would not? Nobody likes to be sad and down in the dumps. No one wants to be on this fucking journey.
No.
Nobody asked for this.
No, and so when you exert your toxic positivity on a grieving person, I feel like I'm being told that my feelings aren't valid.
It almost feels like it's sorry, I interrupted you.
No, that was go ahead.
Yeah, I almost feel like it's, you know how when someone like really tries to push their religion on you or their viewpoint on you, that's all it is they're just trying to push their viewpoint. That's how they cope, and that's how they think that you should cope. And you're not here. You don't want to hear it. You know, no. And you also have to be in the right mindset too, right, to hear other people's opinions. Like, did I ask for it? No. B, then shut the fuck up. So
yeah. And I feel like I was saying, the pandemic is the first time I guess I noticed toxic positivity because I mean I've been on my grief journey for a really long time. Like I have been, and I feel like and I really want us to do an episode on perinatal depression because when I tell you I was deeply depressed during pregnancy with Parker, and then you pair that with the pandemic. So I was already depressed. Like I was already there were so many dominoes stacked against me going into 2020. Like I had just lost my best friend, or we had just lost my best friend's husband. Like I had rage quit a job. I had found out I was pregnant. I was very, very sick. Like, and just as I'm getting over the hump of that, the pandemic hit. And so like I was just very much in a very bad headspace. Like fighting for every fucking day.
Probably like every half day, every morning.
I was just not okay. And so that's when I was like, I want to be okay. I truly want to be okay. It's not like I love being like, no one loves being sad. And but then everybody just being like, well, like at least you have a job. Like, lots of people are getting laid off during this pandemic. At least you have a healthy kid, like healthy kids. At least you were pregnant, and like lots of people can't get pregnant. Like at least you were like all of these things that I should have been grateful for. And there was, mind you, I was in early 2020 pregnancy. Parker was born in June of 2020.
Yeah.
There were moments there, like in New York, they were doing women had to give birth alone. Like the doctor mom. And so I was like, there were moments I was like, and now I'm going to have to do this alone. Like,
oh, hell
and
no.
I don't, yes. And so that's the first time that I was like, everybody, I'm getting all of these messages that I should be grateful. But like the farthest thing I can be from, I can't. I cannot. I journaled during this time too. And I back and read those journals.
You do?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I like to see how far I've come.
Oh, wow. You are brave. I write it, forget it.
I like to see how far I've come, but like I'm not being dramatic when I tell you that I think that fighting through those early stages of 2020, so like the second and third trimesters of my pregnancies, are the hardest times I've had to fight in my life. Like,
I believe it.
Even after my mom passed away, I had one of my best friends who was there when my mom passed away.
Yeah.
Like, and now I'm on a whole tangent, but it comes back to It comes back to toxic positivity. But
yeah, you're still there. You're still there.
yeah, but
Yeah.
so like she could sense something was off in my text messages and like texted Ben and was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And Ben's like, "She's just not okay." Like, and like came and laid in bed with me for a whole damn day because like that's all I could that's all I could do. And so I just I remember being like, "What? Why is everybody?" And I'm sure nobody was doing it on purpose. So like nobody.
No.
I'm doing this new mindset work where like you know, when you obsess over like what someone might think of me, but then I'm like, nobody's actually thinking of you. Like,
Girl.
nobody's actually spending that much time thinking about you.
No. And yes, I know yes, I could use some of that work as well.
Yes. And so like so I would just be like, why is everybody thinking that I'm not grateful for all the things that I have? But like, truly, I am just so sad. And so like what toxic positivity does to me is send signals to someone who was already suffering that they shouldn't be suffering.
Yep.
And then it makes them like even more inside of a shell. Like I did not talk about
exactly.
I did not talk about my perinatal depression, how I was doing it all until after the fact. Because I didn't know. Like those were not the messages I was receiving. And I feel like toxic positivity is actually doing the opposite for the grief world than what we are trying to do.
I find that this happens a lot whenever, and I think it's just a natural human response. Whenever someone's like, man, I'm just having like a really bad day. Like, you know, my car broke down. I got my lunch and, you know, what
are you work in the mines? Like, what's happening?
I got the black lung.
Yeah. Like my car broke down. I forgot my packed lunch. Okay, that kind of comment would deserve an at least. I would be like, well, at least there's DoorDash. Sponsor us.
Please, Rashida. Producer Fetter's sick of pain. They're your biggest customers. You're going to lose out, but I promise you.
We are. You're right. You're going to see it. By sponsoring this podcast, you are going to see a dip in revenue from the diner.
Oh my God. Okay. But whenever somebody says like something bad-ish, that it could be like slightly bad, if something bad-ish happens to them, that is like a natural human response to be like, oh, well, then it'll be okay, you know, like tomorrow is a new day. And I don't know, it's like,
because hey, you know why I think that though? Because I think the natural inclination is to for any situation that feels uncomfortable, it is your natural inclination to make it less uncomfortable. So when someone says, and I do this as well, like when I say, oh, my mom passed away when I was 15. And then, like, I quickly try to, like, not to make them feel not uncomfortable. So then I'm quickly, like, they're like, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm like, no, it's okay. And then it's this other weird shit, like, it's okay. I'm not over it. Like,
no.
It's like, shit to, like,
girl. It's okay. Yeah.
Yes. And I feel like toxic positivity, toxic resilience, all of that is born out of that. And I guess, though, I would say toxic positivity, like I said earlier, is, like, someone else projecting onto me. But then it almost causes toxic resilience in yourself. Like, so then you're like, I have to be like so strong that I can't, like a breakdown would be bad.
Well, like you said, it's like taboo to, you know, obviously there is a time and a place. You can't just be walking around like, oof.
Yes.
All hysterical.
Agreed.
But, you know, you also don't need to be walking around just being okay, you know, or just, you can be okay, but you don't need to walk around like, yes, you know.
You don't need to walk around being okay. Who the fuck walks around
just being okay?
Okay.
You know, I find this to happen a lot, or maybe a lot with myself with our miscarriage. Because I have an internal struggle anytime somebody is like, how many kids do you have? Or whatever you say, like, whenever I say, oh, I have 2 kids, I feel like really guilty for not recognizing the third. who's really the second, but like, and but it goes in line with, I can't just be like, well, they have three. I guess I could approach it with, I have two and an angel baby or a rainbow baby. Oh no, rainbow, it would be Brooks. I don't know.
Brooks
Anyway,
would be the rainbow. Yeah.
yeah. I guess I have two and an angel baby, but I also don't want to say that, because then it's like, oh, you automatically putting that out there on them, and you don't really want to go there. It changes the vibe of the whole conversation, and but at the same time, like, do I want to recognize that our baby? I don't know. It's
I think that should always depend on how you feel in the moment, right? Like,
yeah,
you don't know any story other than the story you decide to like. How you like, the only thing you can control is how you walk away from a conversation, right? And
yeah. I know.
I've seen Ben's mom and Ben do this because Ben is one of three,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And so like it depends, like, and I follow his lead on this, right? And I guess that's the difference between having lost a sibling and having lost like a parent, because there is like no wrong answer. If someone's like, "Do you have a mom?" The answer is no. But if someone's like, "How many kids do you have?" and one of them passed away, the answer is difficult. Like,
I don't know. I think they're both difficult, Rashida. Because if someone really,
I just feel like it's easier for me to be like, I don't have to make a split-second decision like that. Like
really,
I just say no. Like, I just say my mom passed away when I was 15, and like that's kind of it. But like Ben's mom, friend of the show,
yeah, yes,
Glamma, she and Ben, I've seen him do it. Like, I've seen Ben, depending on where he is in his mind, who the person is. Like, if it is someone he's had, like, he will never probably out of the gate say, I have 3 siblings, 1 passed away.
right.
On a first time, like, meet with somebody. Like,
right.
Like, say he's at a networking event, I don't know, and it like comes up, that wouldn't be the arena he says something.
No.
Like, if it is someone like our neighbors who we've been hanging out with like a year and a half now, if they're like, "Hey, Ben, how many siblings did you say you had?" In that scenario, he would say, I have 2. I had 2 other, there were 3 of us, and my brother passed away.
Yeah.
And so
more of an intimate situation.
Yeah, I feel like the answer isn't always clear when you lost a kid. So all of that to say, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Because you don't. I think that Ben's mom probably feels the same way, like that, and she's had miscarriages too. Like,
oh really?
Like, yeah, and so I feel like there's got to be. I'm gonna ask her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask her, like, if how difficult is to ask. She's gonna probably listen to this and just text me when she goes for her walk at 4 a.m. I'll wake up to the answer.
I love it. I love it.
Yes, but so all of that to say, I can see why that is hard for you.
Yeah, and I just have kind of followed suit from like what other people I know do, and that's it's just not mentioned. But this actually came up in conversation with my sister-in-law, because I don't even know how it came up, but she was like, yeah, I thought it was so interesting because I was talking to this mom, and she said, yeah, I have 2 and an angel baby, and just was like very matter of fact, like very like, and just moved along. And I was like, that's very, she's like, I just thought that was like so brave. And I just thought, I was like, that is that.
Well, because miscarriages, like grief in the macro sense, is like something everybody's fucking afraid to talk about. Like,
yeah.
So, and now we're really on a tangent, but this is what we do. But like, I always said, and I very fortunately have not had a miscarriage. And so I don't want to speak out of turn or be like, it's easy for me to, like, someone could say it's easy to say what I'm about to say because I've not had a miscarriage. But yeah, I also like told people I was pregnant. I never followed the 12-week rule.
Right.
Because I thought that if I think I told you I was pregnant, like when I came back into Brighton, when like I had just, like, I was like maybe 4 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. Freshie.
Yes. And so like, because my thought process was that, one, I'm an open book. So like, if we're going to talk about this miscarriage, if that's what's happening, like if that's the way it's supposed to be. But I
Yeah.
also was just like, but I'm also gonna need bitches. Like, I'm gonna need
Yeah.
people to like help me through this. Like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna need I'm gonna need to talk about it, because not talking about it is harder for me.
You
And
know,
so
you know,
I was always just telling people.
I think that Rashida, that may have been born out of because of your grief journey.
Probably.
I feel because prior to me losing my mom, I lost a grandparent. I lost grandparents, and they were pretty close to me. Doggos, of course they're like family, but like they are family. But no, I hadn't been on like a major grief journey until my mom, and then I just feel I feel like once you experience a massive earth shattering, life altering loss, it kind of prepares you for anything else that might be rock your world later, i.e., a miscarriage or another death or another death of any sort. And it kind of makes you tougher in that you're like, you know what? I'm going to talk about it. A, you're going to talk about it. B, you're going to need support. C kind of sounds like A, because you're going to talk about it because it's going to make you feel better. And, you just.
It's actually A.
It's because I forgot A, but that doesn't go in the hierarchy of bulleting. So, because I forgot. Oh, gosh. She's so stupid.
I love it. So coming back to toxic
positivity. Yeah.
She can't speak.
Yeah.
Coming back to that though, one thing I wanted to make sure we covered in this show or in this episode is so I have been doing also lately a lot of mindset work, which I think is different. Like, and by mindset work I mean like, you sound really cheesy, but like,
girl, bring it on. This is my zone. Let's go.
I've gotten really into like affirmations and like
love it.
Speaking the things that I want into the universe, and like attempting to. I know you love
ask, believe, receive. Oh yes, go on.
I love it. And so I think that could be like misconstrued as toxic positivity. Like I think that could be seen as me trying to like trick my way out of feeling, but it's not that. Like it's not. I'm probably not explaining it well, but I don't know if they're the same.
They're not. I think you're setting yourself up for success is what you're trying to do.
And I'm trying to like honor my feelings. Like I will never not honor my feelings. I don't know how to not to. Like,
yeah.
But I'm also trying to like not stick in them for a really long time. Like
right.
Purposefully. So like
yes.
I think
You've got to move through them.
I'm trying to move myself through them. And so like I think that I have a tendency sometimes to harp on something negative and like keep repeating that negative thing. Like keep harping on something negative. And as a person who struggles with depression, like I just recently had a low, like as a person who struggles with depression, I think that makes my depression, has the tendency to make my depression worse then. But
1,000%.
But I also think because of my depression, it's hard to turn myself out of the cycle.
It is. You spiral.
Yes.
Because I, too, like you, suffer from depression and anxiety. I am unmedicated and somewhat unwell. But you have to. But you're right. You do have to. It's hard to get out of that spiral once you start down that path. And it also doesn't help if you surround yourself with people who are not, or a person even who might have the tendency to go to the negative and like talk shit about other people. And like, it's like, girl, not for me today or ever.
Yes.
Like that's not helpful.
Yes.
It's just noise. It ends up being noise is what I've ultimately have come to. Same thing. It's just like there's a lot of noise, Rashida, and you've got to block it the fuck out. We have already had too much going on in our lives.
There's already a literal noise.
Yes,
in my life
that is
at all
noise,
times.
and that's anxiety. Oh, well, yeah. So,
and I think so. I think I see toxic positivity or toxic resilience as an excuse to not feel your feelings. So to keep from going in an uncomfortable space to like work yourself through.
Yeah.
I think of mindset work as a tool I'm using to work myself through.
Yes, you are 100% right. Oh my God. You're so fucking insightful. Damn, girl.
You know what's funny also on this grief journey is you and I are also like empathetic people, like empaths. And I feel like because I'm such an evolved human, but I feel like I can recognize when somebody else has unresolved grief.
Yeah.
Or like unresolved something. Like I feel like somebody right here and you need
you gotta go work it out.
Yeah. Something, the reaction, like I need you to ask yourself why that was your reaction.
Yeah. Because it's not right. It's right.
Yeah. Now I think of mindset work as a tool I am using to currently, I guess, like manifest the shit I want in this life.
I love it. Does it involve also making a vision board?
I did make a vision.
You did? I know. No. What? Why?
Yeah. I don't okay, so we should do a whole episode on vision boards.
Yeah.
Because this is a new realm for me. Is
it a digital or like physical?
It's digital. It's on Pinterest. Okay. It's a hidden board. It's just called 2023. And
I am obsessed with this because I thought like doing a physical one. I'm like, who the fuck? Our magazine's still a thing. Anyway, sorry.
I'm not cutting shit up out of a magazine.
Yeah, I'm not. No. I got enough to do. I can't do crafts.
Yes. Yeah. So I have a hidden Pinterest board that I just called 2023. And so I put a bunch of stuff and I keep adding to it, actually. I love this. Yeah. And I keep adding random stuff to it as it comes up. And actually, the more you do, you know how Pinterest like suggests pens to you too. It's like the more you add to your vision board, the more it suggests other pens that you're like, oh, fuck yeah, that resonates with me.
Yes. I
put pictures of we want to redo some rooms in our house. So I literally took photos of my house and put them as pens, in this board. So then at the end of the year, I can go back and look at all of the. So yes, this is new for me.
Befores and afters. Oh my God, it's going to be so good.
Yes.
Oh, I love this, Rashida.
A new space for me, but it's a tool. So I don't want anybody to think that this is, I still go to therapy. I'm still medicated. This is just another thing I am using to I guess, # create the life I want.
Yeah, I love it. Why? You know what? What's it gonna hurt?
True.
What's it gonna hurt?
I do feel a little cringy, but
well, good.
But I do.
We've been waiting for you.
A vision board.
We've been waiting for you. Keep this board secret. I'm creating it literally right now.
Yeah. And then start adding
more music, more tea, more books, books. Hey, speaking of books, I'm starting to read that Tunde book.
Okay.
He is just the absolute cutest thing in all of the world.
I know. It is a good, so I think she does a wonderful job of staying positive without being toxically positive.
Yes.
She has lost so many gosh darn people in her life. And she talks about that. And says there's so many perfect little snippets that she says throughout that book. I want to buy the hard copy so that I can go back and highlight so I have it. But she does it in a way that didn't make me feel pull yourself up by your bootstraps, Rashida, and never be sad again. That wasn't the tone of her book. It's so good. I loved it.
The most, I'm between a couple of different books. One is Boundaries. That is my word of 2023. Probably boundaries and confidence. I need probably a couple words, depends on the day. And the other one is a Tunde book, and then if I don't know, I feel like throw the Bible in there for good measure because I just feel like, need it. Anyway, one of the quotes that has really stuck out with me that she said a couple times, and she might say some more throughout the book, but it's, if you want to change, you have to change. If you want change, you have to change. And I like that she says, like, she'll say those things twice, just like in her workouts, in her Peloton workouts.
She does it in her workouts too. Yeah.
Yes, and she said that she does it because she wants not only for us, the audience to hear it, but for her to hear and to resonate. Because when you say it twice, especially right after I notice I did a workout this morning. Woke up at 5:30 a.m. Right? Yeah, I don't know. It's probably not going to happen again. But you know what? We're celebrating that.
Did it once.
It happened
That's
once.
good.
Yes, she did it once. It can be done. Only under the right conditions of everybody went to bed on time and nobody woke up in the middle of the night.
It's got to be. It's got to be. I strive to be a 5:30 workout person, and I can do it.
Yeah,
but yeah, the conditions have to be right.
Yes. Anywho, I noticed that in her workout, she was doing the same thing. Like, she will say it twice, and the first time I'm like, yeah. The second time I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right, girl. I am gonna change. It's on me. It's like the mindset thing.
Yes,
kind of.
It is. She's definitely into the mindset. But that's why I think reading that book is also what's kind of pushed me into this mindset.
Yeah.
As well, is because you can do, and I always associated mindset work with being toxically positive. Like, in my mind, I think I was always like, people who are trying too hard to be positive, like, are the same people who would use random affirmations. Like, you know, like, I think, like, I just, like, spun it all up over here in my head and was just like, yeah, no, that's not who I am.
Or maybe because it comes across as being fake.
I think it does. Mm-hmm. But in some instances, or at least that's how I perceived it to be. So now that I'm like, of the mindset people, I'm like, ew, cringe. But I write myself like an affirmation every single day, and that's the thing I think about all day. No.
What can it hurt?
That's in it, and I do, yes, and I do think it is. It's nice when I feel myself getting ready to spin into a negative space to just be like, nope, back on to this.
Yeah. Also, one thing, I know that we should probably wrap this up, but we keep going. Mm-hmm. One more thing I will say, I think that does wildly help with when you are in a negative headspace is going for a walk, getting outside, getting that vitamin D, the sunshine D, not the other D.
You can get that D too if you need to.
If you want to, I'm not trying to.
I don't want that D.
No.
When I'm in a bad headspace, but some people do.
Yes. You know what? And if that's you, go. But I will say that it really does do wonders. I mean, a little bit of sunshine.
Yes. Seasonal depression is real.
Yeah.
I need some sunshine. I was just in Montgomery, Illinois, or not Illinois. Montgomery. Yeah. You're like, I heard of it.
I believe you.
Just in Montgomery, Alabama on a work trip, and the sun was beautifully shining the full days we were there. It was like 68 and like wonderful outside, and like me and my coworker, she was just like, I feel different.
Yeah.
She's like, I feel different. Like, I always forget seasonal depression is a thing until I leave St. Louis in the like wintertime and I'm somewhere where it's sunny and nice, and I forget that like I actually am a happy person.
I mean, think about it when you're in springtime, summertime, even hell, fucking fall. You're outside more. Mm-hmm. You feel better about yourself. You're like probably a little bit thinner than you are in the winter because that sunshine. I tell you what,
it's good for you.
It is,
and that's on
God. That's on
God. And that's on God.
Oh my God. Quite for a reason.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right. I guess that's the end of that.
All right, girls. Thanks so much for listening to the Grieving Mamas Club podcast. When times get tough, just remember, you're a badass bee and you got this, mama.